Please say a command.
Call Parford.
Calling Parford on cell.
Welcome to Growing Bremerton Together with Mayor Patty Lent. Today we're filming at the Fireside Bistro in the Bremer Student Center at Olympic College. I've got three very important guests with me. Michael Strube, who is the Executive Director of Bremerton Area Chamber of Commerce. We'll continue with Chief Instructor Steve Lammers, who teaches at Olympic College. And finally we'll end with Christopher Plemons, an instructor and a very passionate guy. Please stay with me.
Growing Bremerton Together is made possible by the Par Auto Group, the largest dealer on the Olympic Peninsula. Learn more at www.parauto.com.
Hello. With me today, I have Mike Strube. He is the Executive Director for the Bremerton Area Chamber of Commerce, and we're going to talk about the Armed Forces Day Parade. May 21st this year. It is our
63rd annual.
63rd annual, and we've got all kinds of events. How do we kick off this beginning week of the parade?
Well, the first event that we do is on Wednesday, May 4th at 7 p.m. It's the Concurrent Technologies Ambassadors Program. So in lieu of having a princess or a queen of the parade, we host an ambassadors program with 6 students, and they have to interview somebody who has either immigrated as a legal citizen or has been a veteran, and so they have to do an interview with them, and they come back and do a presentation to a group of people. So it's a very entertaining program. So
It is, and those are the ambassadors for the parade.
correct.
They ride in the parade.
Right.
And this year, how many floats and units do we have?
We expect between 150 to 175 entries in the parade this year.
I will be one of those.
Riding in the tank, I hope.
Well, last year I did ride in a tank. Pretty exciting for me. However, I'm not sure about this year. I may be just the mayor.
Sure.
Mike, in addition to having the ambassadors, we also have some other parts of the program that have been a long time involvement. And so how does the chamber bring that forward?
Well, it's actually a year-round process. Chris Larson, our chair, spends all year either getting sponsorships or planning the different events for the festival. So.
And we've had one main sponsor before. This year we haven't had one specific main sponsor, have we?
We're actually in the process of working on that, but it's kind of a secret right now. So
It's a secret.
We'll let you know as soon as that happens.
However, it is almost an invitation for the future years that if there is a business, if there is a community involvement group of people that would like to be the sponsors, you can get that information from Mike.
Correct.
And we're always looking, like you say, it's a year-round event and all the planning that we have for it. And in addition to that, we have a poker ride.
Yeah, last year we had the first annual, so this is the second year of it. We call it a brand be damned poker run. So if you want to come riding your Vespa or your scooter or your Harley or
So it doesn't
Honda,
have to be a specific motorcycle.
correct. Brothers Power Sports actually sponsors that for us, and it's a fun event. I rode in it last year myself. We had about 50 people for the first year, and are expecting to at least double that this year.
That's great. What's the route?
Well, that's a secret too, but it's a poker run, but it does take us around most of the peninsula and quite a few stops. Actually, one of the stops will be here for the culinary arts competition that you'll be talking about later. So.
So if I was on my bike and I'm riding my motorcycle, a poker run includes I have to pick up a playing card
Correct.
from different businesses.
Right.
And you'll have some kind of a map.
Yeah, we distribute the map the day of the ride, and we just follow each other around, and everybody picks up a different card. So whoever has the best poker hand at the end of the day wins a prize. So.
Very nice, very nice. And then finally we have, there's a golf tournament involved.
Right. This is actually our 20th annual Armed Forces Day golf tournament, and that's been sponsored by Pepsi every year. They've been great sponsors for us. We have a full course, 2 different shotgun starts, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. It's a lot of fun. I've played in it myself for the last 4 or 5 years.
Is that the Saturday before the parade?
It's the Friday before. It's the day before the parade.
So the 20th.
Correct.
And what golf course are you using?
We're at Gold Mountain.
Gold Mountain. Gold Mountain's going to be busy this year.
Very busy.
And how many can you have? I mean, how many foursomes do you look for?
Well, we can have 2 teams of 4 on each hole for every round, so we can fit quite a few people in there.
You know, an exciting thing about our Chamber of Commerce is that not only with this parade, but we are doing all kinds of things as the city has grown and as we've had our revitalization, and also all the different businesses that we're hoping will open their doors and have ribbon cuttings this year. It's all kind of leading into our tourist season. So this May trip is wonderful. It allows us to have all kinds of bands from other schools and other districts. I believe that's why we have such a plethora of bands and units, is that school is still in. They haven't, in June, they haven't gotten out of school. So we really do have a wonderful time and it's a prosperity thing. About how many people do you think attend the parade?
We see between 20 to 30,000 people in downtown Bremerton that day.
And we keep adding bleachers on our streets so that instead of just standing, we've made it possible for young and old alike to be there and to witness what the parade's like. So it sounds like we've got a very busy activity.
Yeah.
Mike, tell me just a little bit about you. I know that you've been involved with Costco. That's how you really became very familiar with most of our businesses.
Right.
And you also were a member of another chamber that you kind of were very involved in.
Yeah, I was the president of the Port Orchard Chamber last year, and when the Bremerton hired me, I actually stepped down from that position. But yeah, I was on the board of directors of the Port Orchard Chamber. I've been involved with the Silverdale, Port Orchard, North Mason, Bremerton Chamber, military affairs committees mostly. I helped plan the Military Appreciation Day the last few years at the pavilion, so that's been a lot of fun for us.
I know you've cut your teeth on all kinds of knocking on doors, meeting the business person. There are very few of our businesses that don't know Mike, and if they don't, he will be out to see you to join the membership.
Absolutely.
So is there anything else that you want to tell us about our parade, except we're ordering sunshine?
Well, every year, yeah. It's just a really fun time. You know, everybody's got memories of the Armed Forces Day Parade in Bremerton. I marched in it when I was a kid. My sister did every year in band, and it's great to be able to continue that tradition for our city. It's very rewarding. I
think it is too. Our parade started when Bud Hawk received the Medal of Honor Award, and I think we are the largest in the United States.
The largest and the longest running.
And it's great having you on board. Stay with us. We're going to return and talk a little bit more about the exciting festivities.
I am Renee Parr. I work at Parr Auto Group in Bremerton, and I'm the Internet Sales Manager. Parr Ford is a family-owned car dealership that started in 1983. In 2001, we moved up to our new facility over here on the freeway, and we've been here ever since. I think my dad's hopes and goals for Parr Ford is just to keep giving our customers a great experience that makes them want to come back and see us again. And we do that by creating a relationship with our customers that is based on honesty and respect. The Parr Auto Group's staff is great because they're the best in the business. They know our product inside and out. They give their customers a great experience when they come in. We're also here after the sale. We're very open about if you have a question when you get home, call us up, stop in and get a cup of coffee, whatever we need to do to make your experience fantastic. I work for Parr Ford because personally I love spending time with my dad. I think he's a great person to work for. I work here because I enjoy my job. I get to interact with our customers and our staff. I've known a lot of our staff since I was 15 years old. There's nowhere else I'd rather be working. My hopes and goals for Parr Ford is just to keep giving our customers a great experience and keep making them want to come back and buy some cars from us. If you want to learn more about the Parr Auto Group, go to www.parauto.com or you can pop in and visit us.
Welcome back to Growing Bremerton Together. Now I have Mr. Steve Lammers. He's actually Chief Instructor at Olympic College Food Services, and you have some initials behind your name, Steve.
Yeah, a certified culinary educator through the American Culinary Federation, and very proud. We're out of 3,000 post-secondary culinary schools in the United States. Only about 250 of them are nationally accredited, and we're very proud to be it.
And how long have you been at Olympic College?
This is my 33rd year.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Did they have a program before you?
No, I started the program then.
That's great.
Yeah.
As you can see, I'm wearing a chef's coat, the same as Steve has. And Steve, we're going to be talking about the culinary side of our Armed Forces weekly events. How long has that been going, and what's going to happen this year?
Well, it's started on the college campus after 9/11, 2001. For security, they could no longer have it on base, and we offered to host it, and it's been going on ever since then. It's turned into quite a grand event. Several categories. They have hors d'oeuvres, salsas, they have ribs, cakes, chocolate chip cookies, just quite a variety. Plus they have the Iron Chef competition, which is, it's just gotten huge. I had a former student in Afghanistan actually saw a showing of the program over there, and
How
thought it was pretty-
exciting.
Yeah, it goes completely around the world.
I remember when they did chili and cornbread.
Yeah, downtown. Yeah, I was the judge for that, yeah.
And with this coat, I'm hoping to do some judging. You've got a main sponsor this year for the
Yeah,
culinary.
Wells Fargo Bank, and it's great that they're back again. This is wonderful to have them help us out.
That's great. And
Yeah.
the community, they have really stepped up to help us make this successful.
Yeah.
You've got, again, you mentioned a few of the specialties that you're going to have on this. How many teams?
They're going to have up to 14 teams in the Iron Chef competition, and it's kind of unlimited. We just pack them in. Last year we had about 14 different individuals, had different types of ribs. Several had garnishing display, just lots of food for everyone. It is open to the public. As soon as the judging is done, it's open for sampling, and it's a party. It's
That's
a lot
great.
of fun.
And exactly where do you hold it, and what times and date?
We hold it in the Bremer Center on May 14th, excuse me, I should remember that, and it'll be about 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
1 o'clock.
Yeah, 1 o'clock to approximately 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The Iron Chef competition is not open to the public, but there will be a video where they can see what's going on in the kitchen. It's pretty hectic back there, but the tasting and the sampling is open as soon as the judging is over, and they try to expedite that because you have a lot of people in here that get pretty hungry.
That's great.
And it's a lot of fun.
That Iron Chef competition, it is timed.
Yeah.
And it's very exact, and so I can see why you can watch what's going on, but you couldn't actually participate until after the food is prepared.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now you changed the date. It used to be part of the parade,
Right.
but it was too many things on one day.
It wasn't as well attended. You have the Paul's Bow celebration and the Armed Forces Day Parade, which is just fabulous. And this allows a lot more people to attend and allows me to go to the parade.
That's great. So it's the Saturday before, and it's going to be an exciting event.
Yeah.
Now, I need to know a little bit more about you. You've trained some other people that are now educators as well.
I have 3 people that we know of that are culinary educators. Janine Coburn, who's chef instructor up at Wet Sound Skills Center. Michelle Heasted, who is a chef instructor and one of your relatives down at South Puget Sound New Market Skill Center, and Art Thomas, who is a chef instructor at Port Arthur Community College in Texas.
In Texas.
That we know of, and there may be others.
No
but-
wonder you're proud.
Oh, very proud.
I do know that there have been some admirals in the past that had some of their chefs or culinary services attend and pick up some extra educational credits from right here at Olympic College.
We actually had one of our former students who was in the military training, was one of the chefs on Air Force One, and also members that went to the Pentagon. And so it's great to hear their stories when they come back and
That
talk
is
to us.
exciting.
Yeah,
That is exciting.
Very proud of them.
So your part as far as the culinary on the 14th, what will you be doing?
I am organizing the judges, organizing the facilities. I'll be one of the judges, of course, but pretty much helping run the show and a coordinator of the event, just to make sure that everything runs smooth and it's very professional. We have to make sure there's compliance to health food codes, and that's just the beginning. But as far as the expectations of what the teams will be doing, and also to make it friendly for them when they come in and make them feel at home, and
Sure.
let them know that we're part of what they're doing and just very proud of what they're doing, and that it's a significant trade to go into.
That's great. It really
Yeah.
adds to the festivities. So we're pretty excited to have this event and give us an entire week before the parade starts.
Exactly.
Steve, it's a delight to have you with me. I just want to ask you one quick question.
Yes,
Do you have
Mayor,
a
anything.
favorite meal that you've prepared that's your dish?
You know, people ask me what I like cooking, and it's whatever I'm cooking at the time. I put my love into whether it's anything from preserves to beef Wellington to whatever I'm cooking at the time. I put my love into it, and I enjoy it all, and that's why I do this.
A true chef. Please stay with us for the next segment of our program. Welcome back to Growing Bremerton Together with Patty Lent. As the mayor, we've got some exciting things on this segment of our program, from the Armed Forces Day Parade to the culinary event, and now we have Chris Plemmons. Christopher Plemons is an instructor at Olympic College in their culinary services, and he's going to tell us a little bit about what we have on a year-round basis available for people changing careers, people that want to get into the culinary services. And Chris, what is your favorite part of being an instructor at Olympic College?
Well, I think the best thing is just seeing when a student actually grasps the concept of what you're telling them. You know, it's kind of the old adage of working smarter, not harder. Mm-hmm. And you see them try to do a preparation, and you know they're way off base, and it's like, you know, let me show you something, and I think I can make your life a little easier. And they're like, oh, I never thought of that. Mm-hmm. And so you can see the light comes on, and that's, to me, is what it's all about, is when you can see the light come on and they grasp the concept, then I know we're going somewhere with this.
Tell me a little about the increase in students that you have in the program.
Well, it's like a lot of the programs and a lot of the colleges in the state of Washington. We're seeing a great increase in people that are making job changes. Different industries in the state are being slowed down, and as a result, students or people are going back to school to get training, to do worker retraining for other fields, and culinary arts seems to be very, very popular. And as a result of that, our average age of student has risen a great deal as well.
And do you have an average age in culinary?
I would say, before I answer that, I would say that our students range in age from age 18 to 60. Mm-hmm. And so our median age is in the mid to lower 30s.
I do know with some of the companies that are downsizing or people that are changing careers, as you said, Christopher, we have the opportunity of going into a profession that people have had as an avocation. They love cooking or they love foods. We live in the Northwest, so we have so many fresh vegetables and fish and everything else. Do you have a favorite course that you like to start in, or how do you start off a course with your students?
Well, one of the courses that I enjoy personally myself is one that I created, which is international cuisine. Mm-hmm. And we study a lot of how the food actually got there. How did the people actually get to the country, and what were the effects on the cuisine as a result? And I use the example with the students, the country of Chile. It has 4,000 miles of coastline. And I always tell them, I said, gee, do you think there's any seafood in that cuisine? And they're like, okay, we get it. And so, it's one of those aha moments again. Mm-hmm. And it's one that has been allowed to grow, and as a result, the students enjoy a great deal learning in that particular class. And we tie it in. We do a 4-course lunch every Friday here in the Fireside Bistro, mm-hmm. and we tie it into that class. So whatever country we're studying in international cuisine, we do a 4-course lunch to that on the Friday. So, and that is open to the public, and it's for under $10. And where else are you going to get 4 courses for $10?
Oh, that's amazing. So every Friday, and what are the hours of your lunch?
Unfortunately, it's short, but we open at 11, and we try to do the last seating by 12:40 because we have to turn it over, mm-hmm. because we do afternoon class in here as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're fortunate to be in this bistro, Fireside Bistro, and I've been here for different meetings, organizations where you also have catered the lunch or the breakfast.
Yes.
So, Christopher, along with this job, you also have a sideline, Two Snooty Chefs. Can you tell the audience a little bit about Two Snooty Chefs?
Well, Two Snooty Chefs was created or came about from a culinary travel trip to a conference in Dallas, Texas. Gary Fuller, my business partner in Two Snooty Chefs, and I were sitting at the airport, and Gary walked by one of the shops and saw these spice blends in the shop, and he goes, "We could do this." And I said, "Well, I'm kind of already started." And he says, "What are you talking about?" And I said, "Well, I have this product called Chimazé." He goes, "What's Chimazé?" And I said, "Well, Chimazé it's a coating for proteins and stuff." And he's like, "Really?" So we kind of started playing with it, and and actually it was Gary's wife Elaine that came up with the name. She, because we were thinking of all these neat names, Seattle seasoning and all this formal stuff, and she goes, "You guys are Two Snooty Chefs," and it stuck.
That's great. Well, I know that you studied in Oregon, I believe, to become culinary instructor. But you did something before, so as long as other people are learning about this facility at Olympic College, it's amazing that we have the type of educators and the background that they have. But you didn't always do this. What got you interested in doing this?
Well, I was working in juvenile in a group home in Montana, and I was in the process of I had to make a decision. I got offered the adult probation parole job with the State of Corrections in the state of Montana, and the same day I got offered the job as a probation officer, I got accepted to go to Western Culinary, so I had to decide, food or prison, and so I obviously made the decision to go to food. So that's.
But it was probably an avocation. So to have a dream or have something that you really enjoy doing.
Yeah, it was something I'd always enjoyed.
Right, and a passion. I feel that people that I meet, whether in business or in education, if you've got a passion for it, then you usually do a better job, and you love the people that you're with and what you can do.
Exactly.
So I understand you're also grooming to maybe take over this position at some time. We just had Steve with us, and after 33 years at the college, he'll be looking for retirement, and I think that he's grooming you to take that position.
Since I'm the only one here to have to take it, yes. I guess that's what you would call it. So,
that would be great.
Yeah.
We've had a busy day today covering the things that are coming up in May. I want you to take and know that the people that we have, especially Chris Plemmons and Steve Lammers and Michael Strube, are here. They live in our city. They participate in everyday events that we have, and we're glad to have them on our program today. Please join us next time for Growing Bremerton Together with Mayor Patty Lent.
Growing Bremerton Together is made possible by the Par Auto Group, the largest dealer on the Olympic Peninsula. Learn more at www.parauto.com.